So Yale has posted the voyinch manuscripts to the internet. Congratulations, Yale. 10 out of 10. You can't figure it out. Make everybody else do it for you. It is a very solid idea because what starts happening? People start flooding in. Shit starts happening. Things start to come out about the voyinch manuscript and what the fuck could possibly be the tea. First and foremost, there was a group of people that were like, this is calfskin parchment. We can carbon date this, and we should. So they take little scraps off of the corners, and they take them to the lab, and they do the lab shit. And the lab shit says that this book, the paper, actually dates back to the 15th century, which is a huge discovery because it makes Wilfred Voynich look like a motherfucking liar. It makes him look like a fucking idiot and a moron because he was over here thinking Sir Kevin Bacon or whatever the fuck his name was the one that wrote it way back in the 13th century. He was over here saying this monk, this who wasn't allowed to be a scientist, that I think this is his secret book, hello, and took it on that book tour, tried to sell it for $100,000. And now we've carbon dated the pages and we're like, where did you get that idea? But you can't defame the dead, so we can sit here and we can talk shit about Wilfred Voynich all we want. Fuck him. He was wrong, ha 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 ha. And these people just proved it. And of course, these pages are just out on the internet floating around. Anybody can see them, including but not limited to tiny little retired ladies who are bored out of their gourds. Because what do you do when you're a tired old retired lady? You look through the Yale archives and you just become an internet sleuth. Because what else do you have to do? And that sounds fun. They've got all kinds of shit over there. So this tiny little old lady named Edith, I would die for Edith. She's so intelligent. She's so cute. She's so old. She says, you know what? This kind of looks like Leonardo da Vinci. And she does a lot of work to prove that this could potentially be like a lost manuscript of Leonardo da Vinci, including but not limited to a massive amount of handwriting analysis and pictorial analysis. And she's really popping her motherfucking pussy on the Da Vinci theory. Talking about how there was two different styles of handwriting. One was thick black Gothic letters. The other was like more dainty, more cutesy. And that was the one that Da Vinci used. And that was the one in the Voynich manuscript, which it wasn't the most popular one at the time. Also, there was no capital letters. Da Vinci didn't like capital letters. Also, there was no page breaks, no line breaks, no paragraph breaks, whatever. All kinds of stuff. Down to the fact that it was really hard to draw a perfect circle back in the day. It's still hard to draw a perfect circle now. Okay, I don't understand why it's so difficult. If you ask me to freehand a circle, actually just don't. But the Voynich manuscript had perfect circles, and Da Vinci was known for drawing perfect circles in a lot of his works as well. So it's giving everything it needs to be giving. It's giving handwriting. It's giving right time frame. It's giving precision of circles. And then something kooky, wacky, weird happens. There is a drawing in the Voynich manuscript of the Aries astrological chart. What is the word for that? I can't remember. It's unimportant. Anyways, cut the gate, moving on. So this Aries chart, it has 15 pregnant women in the drawing, and they're all holding a string that's like attached to a star. Except for this one. This one lady is no longer pregnant. She's holding a baby. She's holding a string that has a striped pattern on the string up to the star, which is indicative that this is potentially a birth chart. A birth chart indicating that whoever it's for was born on the 15th of April. Are you freaking out yet? 15th of April, day Lincoln was shot, day Titanic sank, day that Leonardo da Vinci was born. Baby, when I heard this tea, you could have blew me over with a feather. I was lit the fuck up. I love this theory. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. The only thing they don't really love about it is that Da Vinci was such a great artist, and the art in here is kind of archaic. It's not as good. And it's like, maybe he was just fucking around. Maybe this was like his toilet journal. Okay, maybe this was just the thing that he was like, this was the draft, and it didn't need to be perfect, okay? Maybe that's exactly what freaking happened. But of course, it all comes down to the fact that we cannot decipher what the motherfucking words say. Why do we not know what the words say? So we ask the only person we can think to ask. It's Alberta, Canada. And we ask AI. We're like, listen, artificial intelligence, help us the fuck out. Can't nobody figure this shit out? Nobody knows what the hell is going on. We're all sick of doing all of this work. Will you please just tell us what this secret code is? And it turns out even AI can't tell us what code it is. But they do indicate to us that the book was written in Hebrew, which nobody saw coming. Everybody was like, who? Hebrew who? When? Where? Why? Nobody thought that it was going to be written in Hebrew. For a while, they thought it was written in Arabic, maybe Italian. Like, they were like, what the hell is going on? And this AI is able to generate some phrases, but not very many. It's like she construed information to a priest, like just weird random sentences that are like only 3 that are really short and don't really make a lot of sense. Like, even AI is struggling to be like, what the fuck is this saying? The power plant that is funding this AI is like, we need to shut down. We need to take a minute. We're not capable. But there is one person who thinks they're capable, and it is not an AI, but an actual person who thinks that this book is actually a prophecy. He sits down, he tinkers with his smart ass brain and all his time in the world. I bet he's retired as well. And he thinks that he decodes sentences on sentences about this kind of mystery elixir, where it's like, you're going to drink the elixir. You're not going to talk about the elixir, but this elixir is going to grant you the opportunity to see into the future. And this is what came out of drinking this elixir. Other theories have been thrown around that potentially it was an alien. Of course. An alien that came down to Earth, got stuck, and recorded all of his thoughts and processes in the Voynich manuscript. And that's why the words don't make any motherfucking sense. And that's why the pictures are a little bit kooky and weird, because he doesn't understand what's going on because he's an alien. And we all believe that theory. We all love that theory. But my favorite one that takes the cake here in the last 3 minutes of this video is that this manuscript was written in the language of tongues called glossolalia. You know, my inner spiritualist is absolutely geeking at this. The language of tongues is the language that people speak when they're possessed, when they're in a trance, you know, when they're like, that bitch is speaking in tongues. When you watch the videos of the Christians with the snakes and you're like, what the fuck is happening? That's called glossolalia. It's called the language of tongues. And that's why we can't decode it. It's why we can't decipher it, because it's literal fucking nonsense from the spirit realm put down onto the paper, bitch. And when I tell you I create saliva talking about it, it makes me absolutely salivate. It is so down the rabbit hole of things that interest me. Medieval spiritualist, writing gobbledygook after being possessed by the spirit and seeing into whatever other realm and writing it all down and leaving it on the planet for none of us to be able to decipher ever. Oh, God, it's got the trappings of the best. Baby, that makes me squirm in the seat. That makes me want to take my clothes off and run naked through underneath the full moon. It makes me want to get my tarot, get my crystals. Makes me want to jingle jangle through the streets like a little witch, like the little witch that I am. Of course, endearingly, and at the end of the day, absolutely none of this has been proven with any kind of factual evidence because we can't fucking read it. We have no idea what it says. So we can sit here and we can guesstimate and we can carbon date and we can throw it into generative AI. But even AI is like, bro, fuck this shit. Stop giving me this shit. I don't know the answer. Okay? So quit. Leave me be. And to that I say, absolutely not. It's a mystery in history, babe, and it has got me in a freaking chokehold, especially if it has ties to spiritualism, which, if you want me to get into feminist spiritualism, it will be the best day of my life to discuss feminist spiritualism and the effects. So, obviously, that's the theory of choice for me for the Voynich manuscript, or what's going on? Alexa has something to say. Either that or Leonardo da Vinci. I do like that one as well. But those are personal biases, not any kind of factual evidence. Would never get up in front of a court of law on this one. Never, never, never. And if you want to watch me yap about it in long form, you have 33 minutes worth of Voynich manuscript content over on YouTube. See you there.